Hello everyone, I'm Sean. Alright, and this is Everyday Food Reviews. Today we've got a couple of cheap Poundstretcher energy drinks. They are Power and Taff. I'll get a thumbnail this time. So, yeah, you'll have noticed I've gone back to the normal background instead of the green screen. As fun as it was, I can't think of any practical purpose for it, so if anybody does have any ideas, I mean, other than trying to make it look like me and John are in the same room when we do the FaceTime videos or something, but even then that's a little bit pointless. But it was fun, and we know it's something we can do now if we need to, but I can't think of when we'd ever need to. So I've not researched these drinks. I think when I first got them a few months ago, I had a cursory look online and I didn't come across anything. So I don't know where they're from. My expectations are particularly low. This one was 19p, I think this one was 25 or 29. They're from Poundstretcher, I've never heard of them. I'm expecting, you know, cheap Red Bull clones. I'm expecting them to be like Emerge, but I mean, to be fair, if they're like Emerge, they're still a bit cheaper. Emerge is normally about 30p. Is it 25 and 19? So, you know, if they're drinkable for the price, that's alright. Like I say, I've not researched them, but I'll put in, while I'm editing the video, I'll have a look online, see what I can find. I'll put all that in the description. So this has 3.9 grams of sugars per 100ml, which is low. It's lower than the sort of 4.55 grams of sugar per 100ml that you see in the what we call the half sugar drinks. Caffeine 0.04%. Now that would translate to 40 milligrams per 100ml. So that's interesting. This actually has 40 milligrams of caffeine per 100ml. It is only a little can, but that means you're getting 100 milligrams of caffeine in this little can rather than the usual 80. So that's interesting. That separates it a little bit from all the other cheap energy drinks. So I'll save that one until last. And this one, to me this looks like Polish on the back here, but I'm not that familiar with the languages of Eastern Europe, but it looks like Polish or Russian or something. It's Cyrillic. 33 milligrams of taurine. 33 milligrams of taurine per 100ml and 24 milligrams of caffeine. So interestingly, this one has less caffeine than usual. We're looking at 24 by 2.5, 48, 60. Is that right? Yeah, 60 milligrams of caffeine in this can versus the usual 80. So this one has 20 milligrams less than usual. This one has 20 milligrams more than usual. Make of that what you will. How much sugar's in this? I'll speed this up. 12 grams of sugar per 100ml. So this has reduced caffeine, but it is loaded with sugar. I'll zoom in on the can there, so you can see why I was struggling to read through that. I've got a wall of text and most of it's not English, so you'll see why I've had to speed that up. I'll show you the can as well. As cans go, this is actually quite nice. It's a fairly simple design. It's got a nice matte finish to it. I'd be quite happy with that in my hand walking around. This one, they've gone the other route. It's a very cheap feeling can, but it's glossy. There's a lot going on there. But again, you've just got this wall of text. Absolute wall of text there. They've both got little slogans as well. Tough situations build strong people. Well, once this global pandemic's over, we should have some strong people. Well, I don't mean that in a morbid way, of course. Yeah, it's a tough situation. So according to Taff, that's going to build strong people. For what I'm expecting to be just a knockoff Red Bull sort of drink, it's very pale. They're usually pretty dark. Very pale, very fizzy. Usually very fizzy. They're usually very, very sweet, which 11 grams of sugar per 100 ml, I'm expecting. Yeah. Cheers. It smells sour and sweet. Cheers. Oh. That's unpleasant. It's got... Somebody said the other day... YouTube comments, by the way, have been all over the place. I normally reply to comments straight away if I'm on my phone, but none of the notifications have been coming through. So when we uploaded the McDonald's video, I was saying to John, we've got over 200 views on this, and we've got like 2 comments. And then I went and had a look, and I was like, no, we've got 10 comments here. I'd only been notified of 2 of them, and one of them 2 I got notified about was a spam one. So I've had the box tick that said receive all notifications, no idea what's going on. Anyway, somebody said on the Monster Mixed Punch video, is it just me or does this taste of marzipan? And I replied, I said, I didn't get that. It is very sweet, but to me it's juicy. I didn't get that marzipan taste. But there are some energy drinks that taste of vanilla. They taste very sweet. They taste almost sort of cakey rather than more fruity and fresh. And this is one of those. One of the ones that tastes like this was the Monster Mutant Gold Strike from Vietnam. And that, if you're very dedicated to the channel, you'll have probably heard us mention that video before. That's the video where we pressed the button to stop recording after filming another video. So we did the whole video not realising it wasn't actually recording because we'd left it rolling from the previous one. So we got up to start the video, but we'd actually stopped the previous one rather than starting the next one. So, but that one tasted very sweet. It had a very sticky sort of vanilla taste to it. This is like that. It's a sticky, almost vanilla, sort of creamy taste to it. Personally, I'm not a fan. Not a fan at all. It seems to have a lot of sugar in there, but not a lot of flavour. It seems like it's really struggling to cover up the taste of the caffeine, even though there's hardly any caffeine in there. There's 24 milligrams per 100 ml. There's less caffeine in there than usual, and you know that's coming through past the 11 grams of sugar. If you want a load of sugar, a bit of caffeine for 30p, and you see it about, then give it a go. But it's coating my mouth. It's sticky. If you like really sweet things, you'll probably like it. You know, for the price of it, I'd probably choose it over a Lucozade. But you know, I'm not the biggest fan of Lucozade, apart from that cherry one. But even then, I said I wouldn't necessarily go out of my way to choose that in a shop. Not enjoying that at all. So some people might. For me, that's a no. Now this one, more caffeine, less sugar. Smells fruitier. Oh, that's more. That looks a bit darker. Looks a bit darker to me. This smells quite fruity, so this might be quite good. Doesn't smell overly sweet. Smells a bit sharp. Cheers. That's nice. That's alright. Now it does taste like a sort of cheap off-brand energy drink, but like this is how they can turn out. They can just be sticky and unpleasant. This is quite fresh. It's quite nice. There's a bit of sugar in there if you want a bit of a pick-me-up from the sugar, but there's not a huge amount of sugar in there. It's only a little can, but you're getting 100 milligrams of caffeine. This, if I saw this in corner shops for 40, 50p, I'd probably buy this over Boost. I'm really quite impressed with that. I would not buy it over the usual staples, Rockstar, Monster. But, you know, if I'm in a pinch, I just want a little can, I'd buy it. But the only place I've seen it is Poundstretcher. However, in Poundstretcher it's 19p. If it's in there when I'm next in, I might buy a few. I won't go mad on it, because it does have sugar in. Not a lot, but it does have sugar. And if I'm going to have something with sugar in, I want it to be something really nice. I want it to be one of my favourites. Because if it's not one of my favourites, it's not worth those calories. It's not worth treating yourself with the sugar unless it's one of your favourite drinks. You know, if you're not going to enjoy it more than you would enjoy, say, a Monster Ultra Paradise or something, then you might as well just not have the extra sugar, regardless of the price. I mean, I don't know how other people view the price versus the sugar versus how much you like it, but excuse me, generally for me, regardless of the price, if it's got sugar in, it's a treat. And if it's a treat, it's going to have to be one of my favourites. It's going to have to be Ripper, Chaos, Paradise Punch, Pipeline Punch, the Rockstar El Mango. It's going to have to be one of them for it to be worth the sugar. I mean, you see me drinking a lot of ones with sugar in, but that's for the purposes of the review. You know, ordinarily I'm drinking sugar-free stuff. But yeah, that one's not bad. I'm seeing a lot of Rain at the moment, and the Rockstar XD Power with the extra caffeine in. This has the same caffeine per 100ml as them. So, you know, you get a bit more caffeine than a can of Red Bull, but without getting bloated like you would from a 355ml can of Red Bull or a can of Rockstar or Rain or something. You know, that's gonna go down easier. Yeah, I think I've said a fair bit about them. This one I generally avoid. This one, if you see it for 19p in Poundstretcher, pick up a couple of cans. For the price, I think you'll be very, very hard pressed to be disappointed. If you see it anywhere else, 40, 50p, and maybe get one can and give it a go. If it's any more than that, I wouldn't bother. But yeah, for 40 or 50p, I'd give this a go if you normally drink Boost or Emerge or LSV, any of them. Give that a go instead. I think you'll be pleasantly surprised. Assuming you want more caffeine. If you don't like the extra caffeine, then just avoid that. But yeah, thanks very much for joining us. We'll see you next time. Cheers.